Hey guys, so overdrive number 1 is in the car, in the TR4, and before I put the transmission cover and I assemble the rest of the interior, I decided to take it for a test drive to make sure that everything functions as it should be functioning, and then I could complete the assembly. So I set up a camera because I wanted to take you with me for the ride and test it together, and I had it in manual settings, the camera I mean, and I set it up for the dark shop, and of course when I came out it was nice and sunny, and this is what happened. So smart Elin, right? I'm sorry about this guys, but you can't really see anything. You just have to take my word for it that everything worked well. I tried it a couple of times, it went on and off perfectly, the overdrive I mean, and there was just this moment here that you can quite see me trying it and it worked, but yeah, so obviously I have to take it to another test drive, but suddenly the temperatures fell down to -10, and the last time I test drove a car or a thing at negative temperatures I almost froze to death, so I don't want to try that again. So anyways, you're gonna see me test driving it maybe next spring again. Okay, so we have one overdrive rebuilt completely and running well, which is good. So now I feel more confident of what I'm doing, and I can keep going with the second one. And the second one, you remember, it was cracked and I had to take it for welding. So I called the welders and asked them if they can do that for me. They said absolutely no problem. So John Malone was around, so he suggested that he drops it to them. So he went one day, dropped it there. On the day after, he brought it back, and that's the result. The crack is welded, and I'm not gonna grind that. It's not on my way, so I'm gonna keep it there, and there's no distortion, which I was afraid of. I can barely feel the crack with my fingernail. So I think we are absolutely fine here, and I can install the bearing, and I can keep going with that without taking it to a machine shop. I'm just gonna go ahead, maybe on the seal I'm gonna put some silicone on the outside here just to make sure there's no leak, but for the bearing this surface is absolutely fine. So we can go ahead. Now for the assembling of this, I'm not gonna show you too many details because you've already seen all the details. I'm just gonna show you if there's something interesting happening, or otherwise I'm just gonna show you a quick update here and there. So if you recall, the last time my bolts weren't long enough, and I believe they didn't stretch overnight, so they will still be too short. But what I think I'm gonna do, how about I put this in the press and press it here, huh? Will that be stupid? No? I'll try. Okay, let's see what's gonna happen. David Plus, that's for you, okay? Because of you. Because of you. The bearing came loose, okay. That's good. Now the annulus is too close to this, so I'm not gonna push anymore, but now I believe my bolts are gonna be long enough. It's easier with the press, right? Suddenly they are long enough now. What happened, guys? Last time it worked. How come it doesn't work now? Okay, I have to tighten these bolts more then. Ha! Still doesn't work. So how did I do it last time? You know how? Last time it worked because car was smashed to the end of the shafts on the other one. That's how it worked. Yeah. How about here? Ha! We tricked it. And you can tell my brackets, my extensions are not parallel. One side is longer, but that's fine. It's moving. Oh! Okay. Okay, so the bearings are still not here, so I can't start assembling, but I can get all the parts ready for assembling. I can clean up a little bit here and there. I can check all the parts. I can clean all these gaskets, so I can do many things. But first I'm going to clean this well. I'm alive, don't worry. I survived. Yeah, touch, you were right actually. This tag is on the side on this one, and on the other overdrive it was on top. Yeah, you were right, sorry. Okay, so everything is cleaned now. Even the hardware here, everything went to the wire brush. The filter is now clean, see-through. Before it was totally black. And all the little bits and pieces. So now I'm gonna clean the surfaces for the gasket. No gasket on this side, so I'm just gonna clean it with WD-40 and Scotch-Brite. have to figure out a way to remount this tag here. Okay. And there's one more surface here to be cleaned, that's this surface. Okay, even the brake plate is clean now. And the last thing is this gasket surface here. So I'll make sure it comes out easy. Anyways, so if you recall, I mentioned before that my plan for this overdrive was to put it on the gearbox that came with the TR4, because we bought this transmission with the overdrive separately, since the 74 came without overdrive. So the transmission on the 74 actually was rebuilt by British Leyland, as per what the previous owner told me. So my plan was, because I don't know the condition of this transmission, my plan was to install the overdrive on the original transmission that came with the TR6. But I think I'm not gonna do that because it's too much work. I have to disassemble this one, take out this main shaft from here, disassemble the transmission. That's a challenge, and I love challenges. Maybe you know that already. But I would do it if we didn't have other projects and other things to do. And unfortunately, or fortunately, I have way too much on my plate right now. We are expecting the 73 TR6 to come in the next few days back from paint, second time. And I will have to work on that to assemble it so we can get at least one out of the way, because there are too many cars right now in the shop. We have to start finishing, you know. I have 5 or 6, I don't know how many projects on the go, and only one completed. Okay, let's say 2. The TR4 and the Spitfire are completed, even though the TR4 wasn't restored by me, but I rebuilt the engine and I rebuilt the overdrive now. So anyways, we have 2 completed cars, and we have what? We have 3 TR6s, we have my other Spitfire, the 68, and we have the GT6. So what's that? 5 projects on the go. So that's why I am planning to install the overdrive back on this one. I'm gonna test it. I'm gonna bench test it, of course, like the other one. If everything works well, I'm gonna put it on the car, but in the early stage, you know, some of you probably seen my setup for rolling chassis driving, and that's what I'm gonna do with the 74 at some point. I'm gonna install the transmission and the engine once it is rebuilt, and then I'm gonna drive it, and then I'll test the overdrive and everything, the transmission, and if everything is fine, we will keep going with the body, and that's the way. If I have problems with the transmission, I'm supposed to catch them on a stage when I still don't have the body on the frame, and it's gonna be easy to remove the transmission and after all change the transmission to the other one that came with the car. So that's the idea. And by the way, I'm not changing this gasket. Or should I? Okay, you just convinced me. So I'm gonna take this plate out. Doesn't look like it had any issues, but you convinced me, so I'm gonna change it. Okay, so I think that's gonna be everything for today. Once we get the bearings, we're gonna keep assembling. For now, I don't think I can do anything else. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.